Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving. I know this has been a year that has been very different, unprecedented. So I hope you all had at least the time or the opportunity, I should say, to spend some time with your loved ones. If it wasn't in person, maybe through a Zoom call or through something or through video chat, something along those lines. For us, it was a little hectic. It was quite funny, actually, now thinking back. I actually ended up ordering a turkey that I thought was already pre-cooked and just ready to go for me to go and pick up. I get to the store and turns out it was a raw turkey. So that threw us into a whirlwind, and I had to figure my family and I had to figure out how to cook a turkey in a limited time frame to have ready for that evening. So that was quite an experience, but it was fun, one to remember. Hope you all got to enjoy some of that good turkey. So man, time flies, right? Can't believe it's already December 2020. It's going to be 2021, and we're going into some really unprecedented times. This year has been crazy. It's been intense, but hopefully, it's been good for you in specific ways, right? And so, what I want to talk about, and some of the topic that I really like to touch on towards the end of the year, is always talking about, how to make the next year, in this case 2021, your best year yet, right? And so I want to briefly touch on 5 things that I always do myself when it comes to strategizing for the next year, so that we can really work towards always improving, always getting better, always reaching new goals, so on and so forth, right? And obviously, as a business, as an entrepreneur, as an organization, you want to be doing as well. So today I want to talk about those 5 things that I'm going to touch on. So number one is going to be always planning ahead and setting your goals. Now, one of the things that I normally do, or that I've experienced, is that we always, and I have this conversation all the time. I talk to people all the time, and they always tell me that they want to grow their business, right? But every time I ask them what that means, the responses are a little vague and they're unclear, right? And so that's the main thing, that you, even though this obviously is this is quite obvious, you want to make sure that you plan ahead and that you set your goals, right? Because your goal might be to, yes, I want to grow my business, but what does that really mean? It doesn't really mean anything, because that could mean a bunch of things, right? And so if you don't define what those goals are or what that means to you, then you're not going to reach your goal, right? So that being said, what does growing your business mean to you? Does it mean that you want to open up a new location? Does it mean that you want to work less and make more? So that might mean that you might have to hire some associate doctors to help you out. It might mean that you might have to hire some more staff members. It might mean that you have to expand your current office building, purchase some new equipment. What does that mean to you, right? It might mean that you're a little empty right now and you need more patients on a consistent basis, right? So what are you going to do for those type of things? Okay. So my point is that, 2021, what is your goal? It might even be a revenue goal, right? That you've maybe been working towards, that you want to reach, a patient goal, right? So you want to have a certain X number of starts this year, what have you, right? You want to be more profitable. You don't really care about hitting new revenue goals. You just want to be more profitable. You want to be able to take more of that home. So my point is, plan ahead, set your goals, and then ask yourself, what exactly does that mean to you? Like, literally ask yourself that question. And then once you have defined that question, then now you can work backwards and reverse it, so that you can reverse engineer growth in your business, right? So, you want to look at your big goal and then divide it into chunks and then work backwards there, right? And so it might mean that you might want to expand into a new location. Well, that means that you're going to have to hire new staff, purchase some new equipment, look for a place, hire a doctor, right? Because you don't want to be stretched too thin, what have you, right? But now you know what it's going to take for you to get there, versus just like you started off with just growing your business, right? So plan ahead, take this month of December to actually be able to take a step back and ask yourself these questions so that you can then make sure you reach those goals in 2021. Take those chunks and then divide them into quarterly chunks, right? And then make that big goal into something that is chewable, it's sizable, right? And you can actually accomplish. And that's how we do things here and within our organization. So number 2 is going green, creating content, reusing it, and repurpose it. So a lot of the things that you hear me talk about is creating more content. And I will continue to try to drill this into your brains because it is one of the most important things that you could be doing for your business today. People, as you guys already know, video is an amazing way to reach your audience, to educate them, to nurture them, and to grow your business, right? And so something that I always recommend is that as you take a step back during maybe this time of year, is that you always want to not just, again, plan ahead and set your goals, what have you, but you also want to take that time to create content, especially if it's a little bit slower during this year for you. And so something that I recommend is that create categories within your business of maybe specific things that maybe happen during the consultation process or just you providing your services, right? And then you want to expand on those categories by asking yourself, what are the most common questions that I get on a continuous basis, right? And so you want to be then creating content in 1 to 2, 3 minute videos of you answering these questions. You can be doing it in front of the camera. You can be doing it with other patients. Be creative. Go to YouTube, see what other people are doing, get inspired, and then just literally go and do something similar. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just go and do it. But this is going to be a great way for you to, again, position yourself as a local authority, get more patients through the door. Now, that being said, once you do these videos, you can repurpose them and put them up on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever, and any potential future platform that comes into the making, right? And then you can grab snippet of these videos and you can have your staff or your social media company create pieces of micro content that can be leveraged throughout the entire year, guys. And that's how big media companies do these things. Like they'll make these long videos and then they'll resize them and grab clips of them, and then they'll post those videos into images or to just pure text or to just small clips, right? Instead of the big chunk video. That's how you have big content, and you can leverage your time accordingly, because who has the time to be posting 5 times a day on social media? Nobody does, right? And so you want to be leveraging your time accordingly. So you got to create content, but then reuse it and repurpose it, right? So number 2. Number 3 is going to be encouraging and nurturing your staff, right? And so this is something that I see that I don't see a lot within most businesses, to be honest, is that they don't really invest in the improvement of their staff and understanding that it's all for one for all, right? And so the reality is that your business is very dependent on other people, not just on yourself, right? Especially I see this a lot with front desk people. Like if your front desk people are literally the first impression that people have of your business, and so you want it to be the best impression possible, right? But you got to understand that these are people that are just like anybody else, right? They have their good days, they have their bad days, they have, things that happen in their life that may be very unfortunate, right? And so it's not just about them coming in and receiving a paycheck. It's about them coming in and obviously loving what they do and being happy, because then that is going to obviously be demonstrated to your patients as well, right? And you want your patients to be happy when they walk through your doors, not to be, not to dread the experience, right? And that's how you keep patients for a very long time. That's how you get great reviews, what have you, right? And so one of the best things you can do is just reinvest in them, right? Get them to do trainings, do company retreats, right? Do whatever it takes to that they can feel momentum in their business, and that so that they can continue to grow as individuals and as professionals, right? And that's really going to help them get out of funks, yearly funks that they might be into, right? So that they can always be performing at the best of their ability and keep pushing your business forward, right? Because your business is literally dependent on these people. So you have to reinvest in them, and so that you can nurture them, you can encourage them, what have you, right? So that's something very important that you want to be doing. Number 4 is adopting the use of standard operational procedures, and also known or abbreviated as SOPs. So SOPs are very important. Any big business has SOPs. If you want to sell your business in the future, you can raise the value of your business by having SOPs. Basically, SOPs are essentially an instruction manual that you can leverage to train new staff members on every single task that you do within your business, right? If you want how to schedule people, here's a step, the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How to reschedule people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How to follow up with people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, like literally anything. How to do a consultation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How to, adjust, create some braces or some retainers, 1, 2, 3. Like every single thing that you do in your business should have a step-by-step process. Okay. What is this going to do? It's going to make your business not be dependent on an individual. If that one person ever decides to leave or, God forbid, something happens to them, your business doesn't go down the drain because of this one person, right? It's going to make hiring a lot simpler. It's going to make training a lot simpler because once this person comes in, you give them this manual and all they have to do is read step by step to do whatever it is that you want them to do. I'm telling you, every big business has SOPs and all they do is train people on this manual and that's it. And then until they learn how to do it themselves, right? And again, like I said earlier, if you ever want to sell your business is going to be a lot more valuable to the investor if you have an SOP, because if somebody leaves when the business gets sold, they can quickly hire somebody else and train that person and get them up to speed ASAP. So SOPs are a really great way. You can use technology at your advantage. That's super important. And then number 5 is making sure, obviously, that you have a predictable way to acquire new patients, right? And so part of, you being here, this is something that you already have on lock. But if you ever want to expand to, different avenues or different methods, or if you want to, obviously, if your goal is to open up a new location, you're going to have to be thinking about what, these things as well. So making sure that you know what it's going to take to move your business forward. And that's part of what we're trying to help you do as far as figuring out your cost per acquisition, so on and so forth, so that whenever you are trying to reach your goals, you can work backwards to do so. So I hope you guys have found this helpful. Again, just to recap, right? Making 2021 your best year yet. Number 1 is that you want to plan ahead, set your goals. Number 2, you want to be creating content, reusing it, and repurposing it. Number 3, it's all for one and all for one. Encourage and nurture your staff. Continue to train them, right? To motivate them, inspire them, be a leader in their eyes, right? Say hello to operational standard procedures using technology to help you do so. Number 5 is setting up predictable ways to acquire new patients on a consistent basis. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions or anything whatsoever, any comments, please comment on this video below or send us a message. We'd love to assist you in any way possible. And I hope you guys have an awesome Monday and start of the week. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday.